Put on wax and code completion. Private beta instructions. The introduction. Just this shit is for me more than anything. So I can go back and understand what I read. Play it back so it can dance in my head. With sugar drums and sugar plums, with beats and all that stuff to make it stick. Mathematic and music, what a treat. Makes everything resonate. You can even put a rhythm to it. See my play. Anyways, I'm about to get into this code completion. Diddy dum dum, open AI son. This is King Cam Booth, 100 proof. Bringing you nothing but the truth. Code completion, private beta. Learn how to generate or manipulate code. Introduction. The Codex model series is a desiccant of the GPT-3 series that's been trained on both natural language and billions of lines of codes. Imagine that. It's most capable in Python and proficient in over a dozen languages, including JavaScript, Go, Perl, PHP, Ruby, Swift, TypeScript, SQL, and even Shell. During this initial private beta period, Codex uses it's free. Learn some more. You can use Codex for a variety of tasks though, including turning comments into code. Complete your next line and function in context. Bring knowledge to you, such as finding a useful library or API and call an application. Add comments, rewrite code for efficiency, silence. To see Codex in action, check it out. Codex JavaScript Sandbox, play about. Or you can check out our demo videos. Codex JavaScript Sandbox, the sample application uses Codex to translate natural language instructions into JavaScript. I've tried it, it's amazing. I created my first code, a game called Cam Booth Black or Red. I play it with my little daughter, she's 3, and now I'm gonna play it with the whole world soon. You see, quick start. To start using Codex yourself, try to open up these examples in Playground. Say hello Python, ask the user for their name and say hello. Create random names in Python, create a list of first names, create a list of last names, combine the random into a list of 100 full names. Create MySQL queries in Python, tables, customers, columns, custom IDs, first names, last names, company addresses, CIs. Create MySQL query for all customers in Texas named Jane. Explain code JavaScript function borrows full name clips for var1 equals 0, 1, I is less than 50, and I++ full names dot push names to colon math to the flow math random named length some more. It writes out the code, that's all you need to know. More examples, visit the example library to explore some more prompts designed for Codex. It'll stop your heart. Make it flutter, best practices. Start with the comment, data code, explain this. You can experiment using one of the Codex models in our playground. Styling instructions as comments when needed. To get Codex to create a useful completion, it's helpful to think about the information a program you need to perform a next task. A task that could simply be a clear comment and the data explains needed, and to write a functional functions like the name of a variable or what class a function handles. Create a function called name importer to add the first name and last name to the database. In this example, we tell Codex what to call to the function and what task is going to perform. This approach scales even to the point where you can provide Codex with a comment and the example of a database scheme to get it to write useful query items in various databases. Tables, albums, columns equals album IDs, titles, artist IDs, table, artist, columns, artist IDs, and names. Table, mediums, types, columns equals media types, IDs, names. Table, playlist, columns, playlist IDs, names. Table, playlist, tracks, columns, playlist IDs, track IDs. Table, tracks, columns equals track IDs, names, album IDs, media type IDs, raw IDs, composer. When you show Codex the database schema, it's able to make an informed guess about how to formate a query. Specify the language. Codex understands dozens of different programming language. Many share similar conventions from comments, functions, and other programming syntax. By specifying the language of what version in the comment, Codex is better able to provide a completion for what you want. That said, Codex is fairly flexible with style and syntax. Our language calculate the mean distance between the array of points. Python 3 calculate the mean distance between an array of points. Prompt Codex with what you wanted to do. If you want Codex to create a web page, place in the first line of code in an HTML docket type HTML. After your comment, tell Codex what it should do next. The same method works for creating a function from a comment. Follow the comment with a new line started with the function or the def. Create a web page with the title Catman Attorney at Paul. Docket type HTML. Placing docket type HTML after the comment makes it very clear to Codex what you want it to do. Create a function to count to 100. Def counter. If we were to start writing functions, Codex will understand what it needs to do next. Specify libraries will help Codex understand what you want. Codex is aware of large numbers of libraries, APIs, and modules. By telling Codex which one to use, either the common or the important them into the code, Codex will make suggestions based upon these instead of alternatives. Use a frame version 1.2.0 to create the 3D website. HTTPS in the name. This specifies the version. You can make sure Codex uses the most current library. Note Codex can suggest helpful libraries and APIs at this, but always be sure to do your own research to make sure that they're safe for your application. Comments still can affect code quality with some languages, and still the comments can improve the quality of outputs. For example, when you're working with Python, in some cases using doc strings, comments wrapped in triple quotas and giving higher quality results than using pound numbers. Symbols create an array of users and emails. Put comments inside the functions. KK helpful recommendations. Coding standards usually suggest placing the description of the function inside the function using the formats that help Codex more clearly understand what you want the function to do. Get it, man? Def get user balance ID. Look up the user in the database. User data after returning the current account balance. Provide examples of more precise results. If you have a particular style or format you need Codex to use, provide an example or demonstrating it in the first part of the request will help Codex more accurately match what you need. Create a list of random animals and species. Animals equals name. Chomper species. Hamsters name. Lower the temperature gives more precise results. Settings in the API temperature to 0 or close to 0, such as 0.1 or 2. Pretends and tends to give better results in most cases, unlike GPT-3, where a higher temperature can provide useful, creative, and random results. Higher temperatures with Codex may give you really random and erotic responses. In cases where you need codecs to provide different potential results, start at 0 and then increment up words until 1.1 until you find suitable variations of it. Organize tasks into functions. We can get codecs to write functions by specifying what the function should do in the precise terms as possible in comments. By writing the following comment, codecs creates a Java time function that triggers when a user presses a button. A simple JavaScript timer creates a timer that creates an alert in 10 seconds. We can codecs to perform common tasks while libraries like creating a customer with the Stripe API, creating Stripe customers in Python. To create a Stripe customer for an email address, create examples, data, tests, then applications often requires using example data because coding is a language model, understands that how to comprehend in language, natural language. You can ask codecs to create data like arrays and make up names and products and other variables. Create an array of weather temperatures for San Francisco. Asking codecs to perform this task will produce a table like this. Variable weather equals month January, highs 58, lows 48, month February all the way through December with the different highs and lows, compound functions and small applications load. We can provide codecs with a comment consistent of complex questions and requests like creating a random name generator or performing tasks with the user input, and codecs can generate the rest providing that there are enough tokens at best. Create a list of animals, create a list of cities, create a list of generating stories about what I saw at the new zoo in each city too. Limiting complex size and more precise results to lower latency. Requesting long completions and codes can lead to imprecise answers and repetitions. Limited size of the query by reducing max tokens and by setting up stop tokens. For instance, add a slash and an n as a stop sequence to limit completions to one line of code. Smaller completions also incur less latency. We see use streaming to reduce latency. Large code inquiries can take tens of seconds and to complete the build applications that require lower latency, such as coding assistants that perform auto completion. Consider using streaming responses that can return before the model pushes, generating the entire completion. Applications that need only part of the completion can reduce latency of the cutting off of the completion, either programmatically or by using creative values for stops. Users can combine streaming with duplications and reducing latency by requesting more of the one solutions from the API and using the first response return. Do this by setting up n greater than 1. This approach consumes more token quota, so you use it carefully, etc. by using reasonably settings for max tokens and a stop. Use codecs to explain code. Codecs' ability to create and understand code allows us to perform tasks like explaining what the code and the files to do. One way to accomplish this is by putting a comment after the function that starts with this function or this application is. Codecs will usually interpret this as a start of an explanation and complete the rest of this text. Explains what the previous function is doing. It explains SQL query. In the example, we use codecs to explain in human readability format what a SQL query is doing. Select distinct department names from departments. Join employees on department ID equals employees dot department ID. Join salary payments on employee ID equals salary underscore payments dot employees underscore ID, where salaries underscore payments dot its functions doesn't work. Using source data to write functions, database functions, just as a human programmer would benefit from it. Understand the database structure of the name of the column and the column's names. Codex can use this data to help you write accurate query requests and examples. We insert the schema for the database and tell Codex what to query the database for. Tables, albums, columns equals album ID, titles, artist ID, and so much more. We've seen this. It's all about code and SQLs and all this database shit. Search real well. Convert between languages. You can get Codex to convert from one language to another by following the simple format where you list the language of code you want to convert in a comment, followed by the code and then the comment and the language you want to translate into. Convert this from Python to R. Python version, Python code in R version, rewrite code in library, a framework. If you want Codex to make a function more efficient, you can provide it with the code to rewrite following by the instruction on the format to use. Rewrite this as a React component. Variable input equals document dot create element input dot set attribute type text document dot body dot append child input variable button equals document dot create element button dot enter HTML equals say hello document dot body dot append child button dot unclick equals function variable name equals input dot value variable hello equals document dot create element divisions hello dot enter HTML equals hello plus name document dot body dot append child hello React version inserting code. The completion endpoint also supports inserting code within code by providing the suffix prompt in addition to the prefix prompt. This can be used to insert a completion in the middle of a function or file. Definition: get largest prime factor if n is less than 2. Return false def if prime n is greater for I in range 2. N greater if n percentage I is equal to 0. Greater than return false. Return true greater than largest equals 1 for j in range 2n plus 1 if n percentage j equal to n is prime. Return largest by providing the model with addition context. It can be more searable. However, this is the more constrain and challenge task of the model. Best practices inserting code is a new feature in table, and you may have to modify the way that you use API for better results. Here are a few best practices. Use max tokens 256. The model is better at inserting long completions with too small max tokens. The model can be cut off before it's able to connect to the suffix. Not that you will be the charge for the token number produced even when using large max tokens. Prefer finished reasons not equal to stop when the model reaches a natural stopping point in its user provided stop sequence. It is set finish reason and stop. This indicates that the model has managed to connect to the suffix well. It is a good signal for the quality of the completion. This is especially relevant for choosing between the few completions when using n greater than 1 or resampling. See the next prompt 2. Resampling 3 through 5 times. While most all competitors connects to the prefix, the model may struggle to connect the suffix. In harder cases, we can find resampling 3 or 5 times. Are you using best underscore of with k equals 3 to 5? Resampling picking samples with stop as the finished reason can be effective ways to such cases. While resampling, you would would typically want higher temperatures to increase diversity. Note that all return samples and half-season reasons equal to length. It is likely that max tokens is too small and run out of tokens before you manage to connect the prompt and suffix. Naturally consider increasing max tokens before resampling this edit. Editing code. The edit endpoints can be used to edit code better than just completing it. You provide some code and the instructions for how to modify it, and the code DaVinci Edit 001 model will attempt to edit it, son. According to this natural interface, the refactoring and tweaking code during the initial beta period using the edits endpoints are free. Examples we'll see: a literate build a program. Writing code is often an iterative process that requires refining and text along the way. Editing makes it natural and continuously refine the output of the model until the final result is polished and then you smile. In the example, we'll use Fibonacci as the example of how the literally build up on code. Write a function, you see input, write a function in Python that creates Fibonacci output. Define Fibonacci numbers: A equals 0, B equals 1 if number is equal to 1. Print A, else print A, print B. The sequence starts with 0, 1 for 1 in range 2. Number C is equal to A plus B. A equals B, B equals C. Print C. Fibonacci 10. Refactor it. Input: if number is equal to 1, print A, else print A, print B. The sequence starts with 0, 1 for 1 in range 2. Number C plus A plus B. A equals B, B equals C. Print C. Fibonacci 10. And so on, my friend. Output. Definition: Fibonacci number. If number is less than or equal to 1, return number, else return Fibonacci number minus 1 plus Fibonacci times number minus 2. Print Fibonacci 10. Instructions: refactor this function to be recursive. Rename the function. Input: we can rename the function. Definition: Fibonacci. If number is less than or equal to 1, number 1, else Fibonacci times number minus 1 plus Fibonacci times number minus 2. Print Fibonacci 10. Rename the function to fib. Fib number. If number is less than or equal to 1, return number, else return Fibonacci times number minus 1 plus Fibonacci times number minus 2. Print Fibonacci times 10. Input, output, Fibonacci again. Best practices: the edits, the inputs is still in alpha. We suggest following the best practice. Consider using an empty prompt. In this case, editing can be used similarly to completion. Be the specific with the instructions as possible. Sometimes the model cannot find a solution and will result in an error every time. We suggest rewording your instructions or input, and this is it too. When we come back, we'll go into fine-tuning. This is King Ken Booth, 100 proof, bringing you nothing but the truth. Bringing you nothing but the truth. That was